Britain's teenagers are eating themselves to death.
I just eat for the sake of eating. It ain't because I'm hungry.
I don't want to get diabetes, and I don't want to have a heart attack.
The fattest in Europe, they're in the grip of an obesity epidemic.
It's all horrible and flabby and wobbly like jelly.
My greatest fear, dying too young and dying because I'm overweight.
Now 10 overweight teens have a chance to save themselves. Between them, they've tried most diets going, except one. The diet our bodies first evolved to eat. 250,000 years ago, man became the planet's most successful hunter-gatherer, perfectly adapted to live off the land. We've still got caveman guts, but now we're filling them with processed fats and refined sugars. Ditching their fast food lifestyles, the teens are going back to man's roots. They're heading to the remote jungles of Borneo to live with a tribe of former headhunters. But will these fat teens be able to forage for their food, catch it, and kill it? Can they swap junk food for jungle grub?
Chew it.
And change their couch potato lifestyles.
I don't like it! I can't live like it!
Their future health hangs in the balance.
I don't want to die!
Can fat teens hunt? These 10 teens have decided to accept the ultimate fat-busting challenge. They're following a special program designed by nutritionist Alice Sykes.
The worry with these teenagers is that ill health is right around the corner. Death will be sooner than they think unless they do start taking responsibility for their own health.
22 stone, 16-year-old Chris, the heaviest of our teens, has already had a wake-up call about his health.
My mum and granddad was diagnosed with diabetes, and then my dad was diabetic. So I'm afraid now that I'll get diabetic, then I'll have to have tablets for the rest of my life, and I don't want that.
And the heaviest girl, 17.5 stone Terry, is seriously worried about the future.
But it makes me want to cry. I don't want to die, like, really young. I've got my whole life ahead of me. Like, imagine having a heart attack at, like, 20. That's not right.
Fat cells are increased in number up until about the age of 21. After this, they only increase in size. So if we can get these teens not to be increasing their fat cells, they're not going to have such a huge problem battling against their weight as they get older.
To kickstart their transformation, they've agreed to be taken 7,000 miles to the Lubbock Kasai Longhouse in the heart of the jungles of Borneo. To change their whole way of thinking about food, they'll live and eat for a whole month as the native Ibam people do. They'll hunt, they'll gather and rear their own livestock, which means they'll get to know their dinner before they kill it.
We're going to eat you.
They have to kill the animal, they have to forage the plant, then they have to bring it back, they have to prepare it, and they have to cook it.
In Britain, their junk food diet packs on average 4,000 calories a day. In Borneo, the exotic jungle food will slash their calorie intake by more than half.
That is rank. It's like eating your own poo, which I'd rather.
Going cold turkey from their junk food addiction and burning fat in a way they've never done before, the hunter-gatherer lifestyle will push them to their limits. Survival depends on working together, but the teens' unity will be tested by physical hardships and emotional traumas.
I'm going to flip on some fucker tonight, I swear.
I'm getting increasingly sick of the people I have to live with.
Chris, fuck off, dickhead.
But before they can be exposed to the wilds of Borneo, the teens meet for the first time for a weekend of team bonding and fitness checks.
I'm an anorexic, mate.
Are you?
Because every time I look in the mirror, I see a fat person.
Usually I'm like the fat girl or I'm like...
Me too.
I'm not like the odd one out today, I'm just like normal.
They're given thorough medicals by obesity expert Dr. Ian Campbell.
I'm looking at whether you are fit to go and try and do something about your lifestyle in a rough environment.
Go on, keep pushing.
While a full-on gym session reveals their physical abilities.
Can't breathe.
A 17-year-old of average fitness would run these exercises with ease. But to our teens, it's a formidable challenge.
You can't do a couple of laps that length. It's a bit disappointing. I wanted to carry on, but I couldn't.
The assault course tests their nerve and capacity for teamwork.
I'm shitting out.
If they can't hack this, how would they hack Borneo?
For the length of the project, 13 IBAN have agreed to live with the teens and teach them their way of life. They're making final preparations to the house they've built specially. The total teen weight of 177 stone means the floor has had to be specially reinforced.
Kami anak kami dito makanya aku ngadu kaya sige lengkap na kami ngajar saya sige anak latih kami lepas kami sige rindu gulai sudah ya.
The teens' new life starts now. From here on, they must leave behind all their bad Western food habits. To reach Borneo, the teens have already been travelling for 20 hours.
See ya.
But there are 5 more hours by bus. And then a 3-hour boat trip, which will take them into the heart of the jungle. First, they must squeeze their large bulk into a tiny longboat, built for nimble IBAN, not tubby teens.
If anyone thinks it's going to be up.
I'm feeding, shit scared.
The longboats normally carry 4 IBAN, but at 22 stone, Chris needs a longboat all to himself.
Don't tip the boat, Sunshine.
Shut up.
The 16-year-old Lancashire schoolboy helps out his dad on his burger van, but it's feeding his junk food addiction.
Burgers, sausages, bacon. You can't just have one. You have more.
The result is a body that makes him shudder.
My man boobs, I absolutely hate them because they're all saggy and big and everything.
Dad Martin regrets setting the example that transformed an angelic child into a 22-stone teen.
Who doesn't enjoy eating Mars bars and crisp and all that? Because I know I do. And all of a sudden it catches up to you. I'm 37-year-old. I've got diabetes. I've got high blood pressure. And on these tablets, at least 16 a day.
He's determined that Chris's health won't suffer the same fate.
At his age, you might think that you live forever, but you don't. And if you don't look after yourself, life can be very short.
At last, Chris is waking up to the gravity of his situation.
And that's probably my greatest fear. Dying too young and dying because of my weight.
One of his great motivations is his performance in the bedroom.
When you're overweight, you can't go really long pleasuring a woman. You're always thinking at the back of your mind, God, am I sweating? Am I going to conquer to anything like huffing and puffing and everything? If I lose weight, then my performance will improve, and I won't have the fear of squashing when I go on top.
Chris is determined to stay on top in Borneo, despite the uncertainty that lies ahead.
What we're eating, where we're living, what it's got to be like, we just don't know.
Meanwhile, Danielle's determined to last the duration.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to go home and give up. I'm definitely not, because that's just a waste of time. It's just stupid.
This is the point when it all begins.
This vast jungle covers 70% of Borneo. It's an area larger than the UK and Ireland combined, and packed with wildlife. Some edible, others deadly. The teens' jungle life hasn't even begun, but already they're finding the going tough.
Oh, my mother's nothing big! What the fuck, man? It's scary!
Nutritionist Alice has already arrived at the longhouse ahead of the teens.
They're going to have a real shock when they actually get here.
With her are survival expert Mike Heron, a former Royal Marine, and IBAN advisor Imong Tinsing. Imong grew up in a longhouse himself and has returned from the city to be the Mandal, or wise man.
We'll be teaching them a lot of things. Skill how to handle knife, skill how to walk in the jungle, skill to recognize what vegetables are edible, because hey, we don't have a supermarket here.
It's 3 p.m. The teens arrive 175 miles from the nearest large hospital, airport or fast food joint.
Welcome to Borneo and obviously to the rainforest and the jungle. I really hope this is going to be an adventure of a lifetime for you guys. Okay.
Coming up that river.
Exactly, that's the start of it.
The jungle is unforgiving. It doesn't like laziness and it doesn't like quitters. You don't give up, you don't give in.
You will always have reason behind things that you will see. Some of them might shock you, but always be reason behind it.
And all the things that you've ever known or taken for granted are going to be turned completely upside down.
Outsiders rarely venture this far into the rainforest. The IBAN feel honoured to receive guests from the UK and pull out the stops with their traditional welcoming ceremony.
That's nice and beautiful.
Jadi aku terima kasih ya, agak bala kita sebuat kau boleh datang hari nian hari mana
England.
England.
Come, let's go.
The IBAN have never seen anything like the teens.
We don't know how to describe them. The nearest thing is orangutan. The way they walk, the way they move, it's just being like an orangutan, except they're human.
Gemuk ya?
Mau tidak gemuk, kuat makan. Teruk aja.
Before the teens can even put their bags down, there's a sharp introduction to jungle life. The chief must cleanse visitors of bad spirits, and that means sacrificing a pig.
We need to spear this pig, and I would like to invite one of you to come and join me.
To honour the local custom, one of the teens must deliver the fatal blow and slaughter the pig. It's Terry who takes up the challenge.
Go on, go on. Go on, Terry. Give me your bag.
Terry's throwing herself straight into IBAN life
Okay, where do I do it? Oh my God.
and death.
1, 2, 3.
This is the bloody reality of the teens' new hunter-gatherer lifestyle. It's left many feeling shell-shocked.
When Terry put the spear through it, I never knew it got to be so loud and it laughed for so long.